Well, it gives me great pleasure to have the wonderful chaps that are known as Johnny Wills and Adam Carter. This is the New Year's episode crew. Obviously, everyone else has found other things to do on their New Year's other than come and to this lovely podcast. But, you know, I'll whinge about that another day. Firstly, let's talk about a week where there wasn't any women's football, but we had a fantastic result. The lovely Wills went along with your lad, didn't you, John, to the game?
Yes, yeah.
And not only did you see a victory, you also saw some Histed histrionics. And so I want you to fill us in on all these things.
Well, as soon as we got to the ground or in the vicinity of the ground, we heard one lone Hastings. It was a bit like the lone piper at Edinburgh Castle for the Edinburgh Tattoo. We could hear Gary's voice booming out in support of the lads. This was about half an hour before kickoff. Yeah. And so he was around in his own behind one of the goals. So that was impressive stuff. He looked like he was really enjoying himself. And
he wasn't with his harem.
Pardon?
He wasn't with his harem.
Yes, they were there, but at this
checking.
He was on his own. Yeah, and that basically carried right through the match, and he even offered to swap shirts with Ryan Worrell right at the end of the match in a celebration there.
Tremendous. Yeah, so the game itself, it obviously rains, looked like a really heavy pitch. What are your thoughts from the game, John?
We didn't see any of that. We were watching Gary. You have to get a report from somewhere else. But no, it was an interesting match. Their pitch, I've never seen anything like it. It's got a massive slope. So the first half, the slope was in our favour, and we controlled the game pretty much on the front foot, and scored just before half time.
Talking of the slopey pitch, John, I mean, I remember going many years ago to Yeovil, the Hirsch, yeah. I think it's named there. That looked on that sort of level of slope. It was very prominent.
Yeah, it was noticeable, and that's why in the second half things turned round. Even when they went down to, I didn't see quite why the guy got sent off. But they went down to 10 men into the second half. And even with the 10 men, they were still putting all the pressure on, kicking towards their own fans. And it was an exciting second half. We were hanging on a bit towards the end.
What was the goal like? I know you videoed it, John, because I put that video out into the WhatsApps of for fans things and all this sort of
it was a bit of goal mouth scramble, which then Finn took control of and sort of whacked the ball home. So that was right at the end of the first half. Perfect timing, really. We deserved to get something out the first half, and I think a 1-0 lead was probably about right. So Jack Dixon. It was an interesting formation. In the first half, Jack Dixon and Sammy Adams, they playing very high up the pitch. But there was a lot of pressure attacking going forward. Long balls which were nodded down and which they were benefiting from. And, of course, Jack was putting in a few of his good tackles.
That tackle, yeah.
That tackle had to come into it, but he picked up a booking in the first half, so he had to go careful. I think, you know, it's difficult when you've got such a competitive game and you're on a booking. You know, it can be just one mistimed tackle and you're off. But I think that's the risk that you can't change. Really, you don't want to take any of the competitiveness away from a player like Jack Dixon. Such a motivational force in the side, but there's always going to be a risk of a red card at some point.
Talking of red cards, that red card was for kicking the ball away.
Was it? I didn't see it. No.
a foul was given, and then he kicked the ball. It was a very silly yellow card because it was a second yellow. It was a very silly yellow card to give away, but that's not our problem.
You know, as I say, that's.
Oh, hang on. I'm sure Robbie congratulated the linesman on that call as well. But anyway.
Robbie seemed quite complimentary to the officials, but by Robbie's standards, by anyone else, abuse. But yeah, I would say one thing. They've got a good. I was looking at their attendances, and their average attendance is only 300 and something at the, around that area, and yet there was a good number there. Obviously, we're a bit of a crowd puller at Hastings, but they had a good number, and they really got behind their side. Even when they were losing, there was a lot of volume and the sort of things that we'd be singing at away fans, they were singing.
Were they out singing us? John, be brutally honest, please.
Yes, they were. Yeah. We're missing George's leadership on the drums, but I think it's just it was kind of the way we were spread out as well. It wasn't because they had like a scaffolding seating behind each goal. It just seemed that instead of all being clustered together, it was a bit more spread out than usual.
Well, we're also missing myself, Mr. Carter, Big Joe. I'm sure Nick. Well, actually, Nicky's not really a singer, is he, Adam?
No,
he's just a.
He's eye candy.
He's a.
Yeah.
I mean, I really, really wanted to be there for that game.
I did too, and it's annoying because it's the last game this season that I'm going to miss, which sucks. But you kind of wish I could have been there, but
Yeah, I wish you guys had been there because I've been a real lightweight supporter in comparison with very. But to knowing that we won that game, Cray had drawn, so we went top of the league. So
beautiful.
That it was a shame to miss out on that one if you did. But anyway, it'd be good at the pilot field running on New Year's Day.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. Yeah, I think with Whitehawk as well, I don't think they're the guy who's doing the Twitter was as professional as what our Adam Smith is when doing it, because they were flying some swear words around on Twitter about our players and the ref.
That might. There's a few of them, isn't there? There's like Whitehawk ultras, and I mean it's all. I mean, Twitter's Twitter, isn't it? But I did put a nice little. I got the Murphy's emblem.
Yeah,
and I put like unlike the Whitehawk, I'm not bitter. I put that one up.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
The wrong way.
Yeah, I saw George putting it, and he's tweaking. He was tweaking a few nipples as well, and all in good stuff. I mean, because they'd do this, they'd do the same to us. And good luck to them.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. And
go on.
Interesting to see how it builds up for the away to Ashford game, isn't it? They've got
fantastic.
They've got a game in hand on us. They're 2 points behind. If both sides carry on winning or end up sort of getting similar from games, then that's going to be a huge game, isn't it?
Well, I reckon that'll be a title decider.
Oof, it's barely for that. But the let's say 6-8 weeks ago, who would have thought that we'd have had 5 clean sheets in a row? Since we've got the Finn lad,
having that
has to be signed up.
It's as important as going scoring a shed load of goals for the morale of the team, knowing that you're not going to concede easy, and that's a great plus.
Yeah, from the video highlights, it looked like Louis made a couple of excellent saves, real top notch. So yeah, I mean, Louis on fire. The team seems to be gelling that little bit better. I think it's about time that Billy pulled his checkbook out and brought Finn in permanently.
Yeah, that's it. Billy, get your checkbook out. Billy, get your checkbook out.
Billy,
you're bloody tight. Go out. Anyway.
And give me 10% as well.
Oh yeah, agent fees. There you go. Actually, Wills, you've talked Finn up so much, I reckon you could be his agent.
Yeah.
I am secretly.
Yeah, I know. The oligarch has never left.
I've got my Russian hat on, and
yeah, I know it's coming back.
Talks.
All happens behind the scenes. I know what you're up to. I was talking with Aggie before the Christmas one. He said to me it was all Wills that told him to go. No, we won't go there. Right.
My guests are leaving, so I'm going to go down and say bye. All right.
All right. Okay. See you in a minute.
All right.
You're going to come back, yeah?
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, okay. All right.
If not, John, good luck. Have a nice new year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I've actually better go. So, all the best.
You just don't like Rebecca and Sophie, and you're just going off.
Take offense to that.
Yeah, be upset.
Sorry.
You're out of order, John. Go say goodbye to your guests, and then come back. Hurry up. You girls, what teams do you support in men's football? Which one? Your Hammers. Oh, okay.
I'm an honorary one. I don't really support anyone, but I have to. I have to now. So yeah.
But if anyone asks, you support Hastings United.
Yeah, exactly.
No, she has to say West Ham as well now.
Well, just say Claret Army, because then it's both.
Yeah, it could be either. Exactly. Our colours are the same. So
you've got to do the heritage thing then. I don't know if you've ever listened to Pete, but Pete always says when anyone talks about West Ham is we're fucking massive. Yeah, that's what he always says that. Yeah, a good win today, by the way. Comfortable.
Yeah, decent.
What's the guy you got on the wing?
Jared Bowen.
Yeah, that's Bowen. Yeah. God, he's good, isn't he?
Yeah, he's so good.
Blimey, Christ alive. I mean, I know it's only Watford and they look like they're destined to go down, but that was clinical.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. So Sophie, have you got like a picture of David Moyes hidden anywhere?
No. Yes, in the bathroom, got cardboard cut out. Just chills there. No, luckily not.
Yeah, that'd be quite scary. Just a picture of David Moyes in your bathroom. Got you on. We're talking mid-season review. So, I mean, I noticed we're second in the league. We're not going to stay second in the league because we've got games in hand. We're going to win these games, aren't we?
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, tell us about this season up to now. I mean, what? I mean, I know we had a couple of hiccups in the cup, but I mean, that was a great run. I mean, what was
better in the FA Cup than we did last year? So, as we progress every year, then that's the main thing, really. And we're still in one cup, aren't we?
Yeah, you got Walton Casuals on the 9th, London and South East Cup.
See, Adam knows. Good job.
I know. Oh God, yeah. He was telling me earlier because he's doing the commentary gig now, isn't he? So, okay, well, so in terms of you had a lot of players go at the end of last season and moving on, and obviously going to America and all sorts of things. I mean, who do you think's the standouts this season? I mean, who do you think have really stepped up?
What, for the original ones or for the newbies?
For the tell us a bit of both for those that are not familiar. I mean, I know you've bagged a few goals.
Yeah, I'm not really sure as left back because obviously I was centre mid last season. So yeah, I've got a couple. Sophie's got one as well, which is good.
Yeah, that was a good goal.
Hello, what's Sophie got one of?
Goal.
I'm back.
He's back.
I tell you what, John's got a bad mind. Yeah, please don't pay attention to John. Okay.
No, don't listen to Chris.
He's got
be
like
careful
a
what you say on
he
this.
He goes out in a rain Mac
fast.
and he flash. He's a flash. No, he's not a flash. Go on, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, if you say anything, he cuts it about.
No, I don't have the time to do the outtakes anymore, John. Yes, I do do that. I do that. I used to.
Because I mentioned something about, did anyone see Jack's tackle?
No, it was Dicko's tackle.
Dicko's tackle, and he's used it ever since against me.
Yeah.
So be careful.
I'm childish. I'm very childish. Sorry, ladies. Please stop interfering, John. Go on, please. As you were saying.
Well, the best new signing, I think Captain has been a great signing for us. She's just so versatile in where she plays. that you could play her anywhere and she'd have a huge impact. And
yeah, she started right back, and then she was right wing. Then she plays centre mid sometimes, a 10 sometimes. She could just go anywhere.
11 goals now in 13, 14 games.
I mean,
she never used to score for Eastbourne Town, so it must be a Hastings thing. Because last season I never scored, and then I scored 10 last season. I was like, it's definitely a Hastings thing. Makes you score goals. So
I was saying, I think we've got the right formation just to the fact that we get the ball in the box so well.
Yeah.
So
Sean is another great addition
amazing.
Up top, and now that she is able to play the majority of games for us now because she's been training to become a firefighter, I think that'll be huge for us having her up front.
She just works so hard. She's so fit. She's just everywhere. You just look and you're like, oh, I thought you were on the left, and then she's right at the back, and you're like, well, how did you get there? It's just insane. Yeah, we've had loads of new signings that have been amazing. Mia's obviously really good in the middle. I just think we all link up well now, whereas last year we had some sort of gaps, whereas this year we don't really seem to have many.
How did I forget about Mia?
Yeah.
She's like the loudest person ever.
Oh my God, even when she's poorly, she's so loud. Like, honestly, loudest person you've ever met. She makes Grace look quiet from now. Honestly, even when she's poorly, we're like, how you must be giving yourself a headache. What's going on? Yeah, she's absolute cracker. We've been very fortunate, and obviously our original core was pretty strong anyway. So I think in the last few games, it's a shame Christmas came really, because we really started to gel, I think, and I think everyone was getting used to playing in their new positions. And we played outstanding against Brighton, honestly. I think that was our best team performance yet. Obviously we lost, but I think we could have scored 4 goals in the first 10 minutes, I think, or something. I definitely had 2 chances within 5 minutes from a left back, so I'm not really sure how that works. But I think that was our best game by far as a team. And then our last game was really good as well. So yeah, it's looking very positive. Yeah.
What's in terms of the coaching roles? What? James
Hopkins.
Yeah. Well, who takes the things on a day to day? Or I know it's like, well, how many times do you train? 2-3 times a week?
Once.
Well, oh, okay. But hopefully, as you go up the leagues, that's going to change, isn't it?
Wanted us to train twice, but I think it's just more of a location problem at the moment. And especially as we're into the winter now, I think we'll be going back to Buxwood School to train because the weather's obviously rubbish. But yeah, he did want us to do 2 times, but I think feasibly it just didn't work, and our coaches weren't available. I don't think either. I think Wednesday suited them, but because he wanted to do Tuesday, Thursday, and it just didn't work out. So maybe next season, if we get promoted again, we probably will need to train twice a week. But yeah, at the moment, Billy's obviously our manager and does the everyday team selection, all of that sort of things. We've got Jake, who's our S&C coach now, our strength and conditioning coach, and Hoppo is our sort of football coach, rather the actual football play part, whatever you call it. So we've got our 3 geezers. Our coaching staff's been a bit up and down as our players really, because we had different staff to start the season to what we do now. Obviously Billy's been the same, but we had a different S&C coach, and obviously we lost Andy, and so it's been, I think that's helped us settle as well, now that we know that we're settled in who's sort of looking after us now. So getting used to how everyone sort of works and things like that, which has been good.
Do many of you come to Billy's little office, and lay law down to him at all? I mean, what's the relationship like with Billy these days, now that you know him?
We're definitely the most vocal, us two, in all ways. I think he always knows if he's pissed us off or if he's not. Which I think is nice. Also, we've always been very transparent. I think that's why we work as sort of captain and vice, because our relationship is just, we say it how it is. So if he pisses us off, we say, and if he's done a good job, then we say. So I think it works quite well. We've got a lot of quiet members in our team, bar the Mias. So I think everyone else is quite sort of just goes along with it, but we're very much not like that.
Well, even Holly, she seems like one who'd have a fight with someone if she wants.
Yeah, she's obviously she's our little football baby.
But she wouldn't say anything to Billy.
Yeah, she wouldn't say anything to the guys, but she'd say it to us, and then we say it. So a lot
Yeah.
of the time it comes via us, but it's not always our opinion. It's sort of filtered through.
She sounds clever.
Oh, I love it when Holly comes on the pitch. I tell you, it's just instant change.
Terrier. I love her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a little chihuahua, the biting their ankles. It's great.
Annoying everyone. It's great. Yeah, she's a great player. Yeah, so a lot of them are quite quiet, but not out of football. But they just, they would never say anything to the guys. So it normally comes through us, which I think Billy loves and hates at the same time. So yeah, he knows where he stands with us, which I think is a nice thing, even if it's sometimes not pleasant.
Yeah, but he knows if he don't, he's going to get a backhander. So
exactly that. So yeah, we've got a very mixed team in terms of personalities, which I think works for us. There's never any bitchiness or things which we've had in a lot of other teams. I know you haven't really, but a lot of teams I've played for, there's been a lot of inside drama and politics, and there doesn't seem to be. We just turn up and we play football and we have a pint after, and then we go home, and then it's just quite very nice, really. Yeah, hobby, but also nice bunch of girls, and nice setup as we've said from the start. Really nice fans, so yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. So, talking of drinkies, have you had, or are you going to have? I know obviously Christmas was just gone now, but like, or New Year's, are all you girls planning on having a little catch up?
We tried to organise like a Christmas social at the Conquerors March, the pub that's just around the corner, but they couldn't really comment. Well, they just didn't get back to us in terms of accommodating a larger group size, because you've got to book for 8. And then on the game where we were meant to have the social was the game that I got hit in the head 10 seconds before the end of the match, so I ended up going to A&E. So
oh dear,
really happened. So I think, and then the game after, which was our last game of the season, we all stayed and had pizza, which Billy kindly bought us. But it was so cold that we didn't really stay. It was so cold. Yeah. And they had to look
pizza. The pizza was cold.
No, it actually wasn't. But there was a little function on in the actual bar as well. I think a little kiddies party. So there was a lot of us just sort of huddled in the bar bit. So yeah, we didn't stay that long. We organised sort of a meal or something. We had a social before. When was it? A couple of months ago? No, a month or so ago.
In November we went.
Yeah.
Dinner, didn't we? A lot of us.
Yeah. So we've been more sociable in the last half a year than we have been allowed to be, because obviously we started in the pandemic. So
go back to the Brighton game, really, because you seem, obviously you're in a position where you're too good for the league you're in. So how important was the Brighton game to gauge how well you step up to maybe opposition more of the same calibre as yourselves?
Yeah, that was Billy's not really that focused on the cups. He just more wants us to win the league. But actually, we also want to win it. We didn't turn up to lose. I've never been in that mindset. Neither of you. We're too competitive for that. But that was really interesting, because I thought we were going to be whooped. And then when we were 1-0 up, I thought, oh, okay then, this is all right. And there's obviously some really decent forwards and bloody quick, Jesus. Yeah, I need to get some sprint training in, because now being left back, it's just completely different to being a centre mid. But yeah, I thought we did amazing. I thought our actual football was really decent. And then it showed the next game against AFC Acorns, who are top contenders with us in our league, because we only beat them 1-0. Right, I think it was our first game of the season. But we were missing a couple of key starting 11 players that we have now, and we just hadn't really we hadn't done much pre-season, have we really? So yeah, it just showed just in that few months how much we've improved. And we beat Fulham 1-0 in pre-season, who are the league above, which we'd be going into. So I think we very much can contend with the league above even now, without training sort of twice a week and things like that.
It was a great test for us, because realistically they are there ready to be pushed into Brighton's first team, into that Super League. They're all young, and that is their aim, is to get them playing at the top level. And I felt like we really did contend with them, and we gave them a real good test. And the levels difference, they're so much higher than us like levels wise, but I really felt like we gave them a good game. I think we played some really. It's not like we got our goals from hit and hope and we were lucky. I genuinely felt like we played some really good football, and they didn't know how to deal with us at times. And I don't think that they felt like they came to us thinking that would be the case either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was a great test for us, and us to see where we are as well.
Yeah, I think the scoreline was unfortunate, really. That's sort of the good and the bad thing of football. Sometimes if someone just saw 4-2, they'd be like, oh, I've smashed them, when actually it was very competitive, I thought. And if anything, I thought we were the better team in the first half. Well, we were, because it was it 2-1? No, it was 2-2. They equalised, didn't they, just before half time. But yeah, great test. And I think, honestly, it just shows how good we are, really, and how I think we will cope quite well, I think, in the league above. I honestly do.
Realistically, we are sort of top of the sort of top 4 in the league above, easy. You know.
Yeah, when we've watched a few sort of local ones, and we're watching, and we're like, oh, I think we could contend with these. We watched sort of like Dartford Worthing recently when our game got called off, and I was just looking. I was like, I reckon, we'd give these guys a good run for their money. So I think anything is achievable, really. Especially if we're going to train maybe twice next year. I think that would be really good as well.
I think as well, some of you girls get another season up. Some of you guys might even get called up to England, because
definitely not that. I mean,
I don't know. I've watched some of those England games, and as good as England have been, I've seen some better football at the Pilot Field. So
we'll take that. Yeah, lovely. There's some great footballers around like that forward. The week before last for AFC Acorns was amazing. Sophie used to play with her at West Ham, and she was like, "What are you doing playing for AFC Acorns?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "Well, I'm getting a bit old now." And she's like, "No, you're not. Go and play for them."
Well, that'd be Billy's next approach.
Yeah, probably already happened on the day. Quite honestly, I wouldn't put it past him, but. Yeah, I kind of don't want him to get any more, because, don't have to fight for our position any more than we already are.
Clearly, we're thinking that we're going up this season. I mean, do you think, is there anything else required? I know you were saying about, maybe the more training. I mean, what do you think the building blocks that need to be put in place for us to continue to progress up the leagues? Is there anything else other than that?
I don't think so. I think once we got consistency in our staff and our players, I think that's the main thing, really, because I think it was all a bit higgledy-piggledy. It then did show. I think we had sort of a couple of flat weeks, didn't we, where we won the game still, but we didn't play great. Like when we played Bexhill and things where we should have beaten them quite comfortably, we made it very difficult for ourselves. So I think
they brought that game. That was like, they really tried.
Yeah, and then we watched them the next week, and they were a completely different team. They weren't physical at all. There was like no fouls. We were like, what the hell? It was obviously local derby, and but I was like, they look completely different. They were missing a few key players as well, I think, but that was teams like that we should have. Well, everyone thought we would have beaten quite comfortably. We made it real hard work for ourselves and didn't play great football, really. So I think once we've gotten the swing, it's quite annoying. It's been a bit of a break, but hopefully once.
That's it. Well, your next game is obviously the League Cup, January the 9th, Bolton Casuals, and then after that you're away to Bexhill. So is that an easy one to go back into the league with?
I believe it might end up being at our place.
Oh yeah, Billy
okay.
Something about that, didn't he?
Apparently their facility might not be available, so they've asked either if it can be changed or there's a possibility it might end up being at home.
Because obviously we've already played them at home, so it would still be an away fixture for us, but just
at home,
at home, which is hallowed ground. So that would be amazing. That really would be.
I think it would be a good one to go back into, because we know that they're going to be physical,
and
they'll be up for it. And actually, it's probably a good thing to sort of give us a kick up the butt, start the year and get back into it, really. But I've no fears, really. Although I'm not sure what Welling are going to be like, because they're meant to be good. I think AFC Acorns have stolen quite a few of their players. That forward that was played the week before last, he was originally at Welling at the beginning of the season. I think they stole a midfielder as well. But yeah, so I'm not sure if they're going to be as good as they were at the beginning. But when
they've dropped a lot of points recently, haven't they?
Yeah, so it might be because of that. Because when we played Parkwood right at the beginning, they were like, "Oh, Welling's our main sort of, I think their nearest opponent," and they said, "Oh, you need to whoop them because they think they're going to come and win the league." And
didn't they beat Ashford recently though, like 5-2 or something?
Yeah, some of the results have been really weird, and Herne Bay have lost a few, which we thought they were going to be up the top with us. So it's been a bit of a strange one, really. I'm not sure what's been going on.
Yeah, I think Ashford have been struggling with players a bit, so.
It does seem like in your league particularly that people can't draw games. They either lose or they win. No one wants to draw a game.
Born in a league game. Oh yeah, Ashford we did.
Yeah, I'm just looking now. Yeah, we got. What's your record? Yeah, the only draw you've got is Ashford. Yeah,
which is a horrible pitch to play on anyway. So.
Well, it didn't help when we didn't have a goalkeeper.
No, exactly. That was
Have you got a goalkeeper now? Because obviously, you've got Blair, and I mean, she's cemented in that spot. Have you got a reserve? Sorry to not know, but you do have a reserve keeper at the moment?
No, we had to hunt for her, and we ended up getting Mia's Canterbury Uni team goalkeeper, who hasn't played much in goal at all. Which she actually did very well, bless her, and she stepped up and saved the day for us because otherwise it would have been one of us in goal. I said to Rosie, I was like, because Rosie was recovering from her ankle injury. I was like, oh, get your gloves out, Rosie, because she's the tallest one. So she saved the day, but it was completely different playing them again, obviously, when we won, because just the comfortability of being able to play it back to Blair and not having a worry. But with this, the other keeper, we found out very quickly that we shouldn't do that, and it was more of a childhood kick out and hope, just hoof it really, instead of trying to play it out from the back, which we normally do quite well. So yeah, it was a very different game when we had Blair in goal, because she just gives us that comfort from the back, and it was obviously cracking.
We do have a reserve keeper now, don't we? Though didn't we bring
Britain signed because she was obviously our first ever signing for Hastings last year. I think she lives closer now, so I think she actually could be, but she doesn't train or anything with us. So,
okay, yeah, because
our Blair's at a conference, or Blair's away, or Blair's ill. Can you step in last minute sort of thing? We don't have a one.
She's a police officer as well.
Yeah, so she works shifts. Yeah, which
of course.
like she didn't.
The realities of non-league football, eh?
Well, I've seen so many tweets about people trying to find keepers. I've had people message me to say, "Oh, do you know?" And I'm like, "Well, we haven't got a backup, so no, I don't. I don't know who you can have." So I think there's a group of keepers down this.
Obviously, we used to have Shana, but
yeah, she's not here now. Where's she? She's gone to.
She's at Ashford.
Is it Ashford? Okay.
Yeah, I still bump into her every day though.
Yeah.
Her kids go to the same school as my kids, and her youngest goes to the same nursery as my youngest, so we're always bumping into each other.
I mean, I suppose it's just as you guys go up the league, obviously you will need to have, you can't be chasing around getting a goalkeeper at the last minute, can you? I mean, it's not fair on any of you, is it?
And Sean went home sick, didn't she, that day as well?
Oh
yeah. So Sean turned up and had food poisoning. Then
it was
one of those games. Mia got injured within 2 minutes, and we just thought, oh crap, it's just going to be one of those games where we just get absolutely walloped. But
at half time, someone was vomiting into a bin.
Was that Wayne?
No, one of the players, mate.
Oh, okay. I had to throw Wayne into a conversation. We're talking women's football. Your biggest fan. Wayne and his shorts.
He wears shorts. He wore that on the last game, and it was honestly like 2 degrees, and he was still in shorts. I was like, Wayne, what is wrong with you? Put some trousers on.
He
must have no feeling in his legs.
That's it.
They're just there's no nerves. They're just dead.
I've decided that has to be it. There's
no way he can be comfortable because so cold. But he is.
George has got a soft spot for Wayne, hasn't she? Because she's always aiming at him whenever she takes a free kick.
I think it's because he always offers her a pint. So I think her and Molly are very much alcohol driven. So if there's any form of pint mentioned, then they're on it.
Are you aware that Wayne has said that he'll buy Blair a pint every time she scores in a game?
Yeah.
Still waiting for that to happen.
It's probably not going to be far off, honestly. So
No.
she assists goals. So I think if there's ever a free kick just beyond the halfway line, then it's very likely that she could score. Yeah. Honestly.
There has been a few worldies this season, actually. I'm sure you scored one, Rebecca, didn't you?
Oh yeah, the lovely volley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been quite a few good goals. It's
we don't do it by halves, this team. We do quite nice ones, actually. They're not sort of just, well, we do a few sort of tap-ins or own goals, as last game showed, but some decent stuff from Sybil. I've never known so many in a game, but that was good.
There you go. Well, okay. Well, thanks for your time, ladies.
Most welcome.
And always a pleasure. Always welcome. When will we know about the Bexhill game in terms of where it's being played?
Unsure. It's probably a Billy question, that one.
Yeah, Billy will let me know when, and I'll update the website and tweet it out.
It'd be nice to have a bit of notice on that. Bit of notice. Try and get as many people down there as possible.
Yeah, our attendance has been quite poor, actually, for the last few games. I know it's cold, so I do understand. Every time we come, we look out and we're like, actually, I'm not sure I would want to stand out in this. It's been so cold. But we're doing quite well with getting sort of 150, and I didn't report the last few because I think I looked around and I thought it can't be much more than 50 people here, which is a bit of a shame. But
I know, unfortunately, because my wife works in retail, leading up to Christmas, she couldn't get Sundays off, so I couldn't go because I had the kids.
Yeah,
I work.
COVID stuff as well. I think
COVID. I think COVID has took a knock on it, but I think equally, I think other than posting on Twitter, I think the club should be better about promoting the women's game.
Yeah, although saying that, for our attendance is still probably double, triple what you'd get at any other women's game. So
to say we went and watched
Worthing Dartford, and there was about 10 of us.
Yeah, it was us players that were the main supporters. There was hardly anyone there.
There's literally, we were
crazy.
60% of the supporters, and that was the league above. 80 pound, we'd only ever get about 20. So,
was it? Oh, okay.
When there was about 400, weren't there, at Bromley? And
some of the men's team attendances have only been like 150. Anyway, you look around. The men's team here is unusually well supported, isn't it? And hopefully that continues to filter down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, you've only got to look at Hive's last attendance of 44 people.
Wow.
Well, remember that Corinthian game we went to, John? And how many people were up? 28 people. I was like, oh my God. It's crazy.
Anyway, even at the higher levels, didn't you say at Bromley's pitch? Because obviously when we played Bromley, that's not their normal pitch, because it was the FA Cup. The men let them use their pitch. We had a bigger attendance at our game against them than the Palace women did. I think they only had like 100 something at the same pitch, and we were like, "What? This is on TV, not on like the main TV."
Do you think to raise the profile of the women's game or to get the attendances up, what can be done really? Because I'm thinking about, getting a real interest in people to attend these matches. Who have you got to get to?
I'm not sure, because it's well publicised, really. Like, our Twitter is quite professional compared to other teams in our leagues and the leagues above and things. I think we have the best obviously photographer around with our games are videoed and things like that. So I'm not really sure what more we can do on social media, because Billy does post quite a lot.
Yes.
Once or twice a week. So it's not as if it's sort of left unattended like a lot of the women's teams are.
Okay.
We don't know what the score is because it's not been tweeted for a week. It's definitely.
What about at schools? Because there's so much interest in at schools in playing football. Is that some area that could be targeted? The girls playing at school and getting that interest in the local side as well.
Yeah, local girls football teams or any little setups, Wildcats, if there's anything like that.
I think it's good that we have the mascots from the younger girls 11s. Teams when they come watch us and sort of our mascots. I think that's really good, and they obviously really enjoy that. So it'd be good if we could do that more often. That would be nice. But
I think the hardest thing is the fact that when you got men's games on a Saturday, and then if they've got like wives and kids and stuff like that, it's hard getting like the men like going again out on a Sunday. It's just like they probably get bullied by their wives into, it's a family day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think It's I think we're doing well really for considering, but it would be nice if we got we're on a tenth of what the men's get on a Saturday the day before, so it's a bit deflated.
Well, you do.
So there's not really much we can do about that really. I think that's
you do get a tenth. You get easy a tenth. I mean, what is it? 950 people on average we're getting. You're getting more than 100, so you're doing well.
Yeah, we're doing all right.
Going in the right direction. So
yeah, and I think as you go up a league or two, then it'd be a more professional approach to the league, the way it's managed. Like you've had a few disappointing games where the game's been cancelled last minute due to sometimes weather, sometimes other issues, and I think that obviously if people set out to go to a game and that happens, it's a bit demoralising. So, but I think you're stuck in that position where you're in a league where you're playing so much better football than that league standard has. So it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Going up a couple of leagues.
Yeah.
And I think it's the momentum and support, I'm sure will grow.
With it, yeah, exactly. We're only a year and a bit in, so realistically, we're doing very well for how new we are, really, especially to be stuff, so.
Excellent.
Very true. Well, I'm going to end this on a jovial note. What are you two up to for New Year's? Doing anything special?
No, not really.
Come on.
Tonight with a couple of friends, but yeah, all very low key actually. I think it's all a bit mad out there at the moment, isn't it? So we're currently waiting to see if we're going to get COVID anyway, because Sophie's nan's just tested positive. So we're sort of in the grey area of, should we go out? Not really sure. So it's, all a bit of a weird time, isn't it, at the moment? So we're very much happy. We like just watching a film and eating chocolate, quite honestly. We're not party girls. We're not like Molly and Tibble that love a pint. We love, as long as we got chocolate, we're happy. So we're fine.
Okay.
Exciting from us, but have you guys got anything planned, or just with your families?
I've probably got some friends coming over for New Year's. Obviously, I've got a million children, so it can't be too noisy. It can't be too noisy. What?
Have you actually got any friends?
Probably not, John.
Just a fiver.
You're certainly one less now, John.
Yeah. It's gonna make me cry.
That it brings him down to 0.
Right, Chris, to quote Toy Story, you got a friend in me.
Oh. And what about you, Wills? What are you doing New Year's?
New Year's Day.
No, New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
Nothing.
I don't know. I sort of nothing much
come around
really.
My house?
No.
You're disinvited from my house.
Is
now,
that
mate.
open invite round your house?
He did before 5 minutes ago. Now it's been retracted.
Yeah.
Oh dear, no. Despite all the rumours you hear, Chris is quite a nice bloke, really.
No.
But
I ain't giving you any money, mate.
With a stretch of the imagination, he's quite endearing.
I can see on the screen that your nose is getting browner.
Christmas
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Well, and on that note, on that chocolate-related note, ladies, I hope your fridge is well stocked with chocolate for your New Year's. Thank you very much. I'd love to have.
That's weird, Chris.
What, darling?
Don't put chocolate in a fridge. That's weird.
No. Now, here's a controversy. Now, if only we had another hour to talk about this.
Exactly.
Chocolate does not belong in the fridge.
No,
It doesn't. It belongs in my belly.
It's in my belly.
That's very true. Yes, have a lovely New Year, guys. I'm sure we'll see you.
Yeah, have a great New Year.
Hope all goes well with your nan as well. It's tough times, isn't it? But yeah,
it's a bit of a cold, so hopefully it just stays that way.
Yes, but thanks for
thanks for
your
your time,
input
ladies.
into
Yeah,
the game.
take care.
And I'll see you on the 9th.
Yep. All right, guys. See you soon.
See ya.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
That was a really nice chat there with Sophie and Rebecca. Moving on from that, I've got Adam on here. John's here as well. We're going to talk about this fantastic match commentary starting from the Lancing game, 1st of January, 1st of Jan. Big stuff happening. Please, Adam, fill us all in again.
Yeah, of course. I'm taking over the match reports that Bob Quinn used to do. So, and I'd be dictating the game to myself on my phone, sitting in the stands, and I thought, hey, why not actually do it as radio commentary? And people that can't get to the game for any reason, whether they are isolating because of COVID or whether they are unable to come to an away game or something like that, they can still listen to it because, you know, it's what people want. Being of technologically minded, I know what I'm doing, so I can do it. So, so I'll be starting sort of an hour and a half before the game. I've got some.
You're gonna have like pre-match build-up. You've got pre-match build-up music. This is freaking wicked, mate. Wicked. Go on.
Gonna have pre-match build-up. Gonna try and invite some sort of people to come on and have a chat with us and sort of mainly talk about the last results and things like that, and talk about how we're doing in the league. At half-time, there'll be half-time score roundup of all the other games going on in our league. And then I might talk about the Premiership games as well if people want to know them. And yeah, there'll be a bit of music. I mean, it's not going to be popular music. It's just going to be like local band music. But
any Genesis or Peter Gabriel?
No, because they'll all be licensed. I'm talking local bands that have their own original music, so that there's no licensing fees. Nice. And you'll just be hearing my dulcet tones talking as we go on, and it'll be like Twitter has a voice.
Right. So what all it is you're going to have the Hastings website. There's going to be a link on the website that you just click on, and you go from there. That is it in a nutshell.
So there's going to be a player which is going to be at the top of the Hastings website, right at the top in the red bar where like the social media icons are. So, and like the email addresses, it's going to be in there. There's also be in the drop down menu if you're on your phone or your tablet, or if you're on your desktop, there'll be a link as well to the radio page. It's just it's going to be easy to listen to. As if we're also going to be on TuneIn, so the TuneIn app. So if you've got that on your phone or anything like that, and then it'll take about 2 weeks from doing it, and then you'll be able to say to Alexa, play or your Google, play it, and it will find it on the TuneIn for you, so you can put it on your smart speaker as well.
It's a great thing to try, Adam, and just keep at it, because it's one of those things that you think generally when you listen to commentators, you think it's easier than it is. It's a very hard task. And so I admire you having a go at it, and keep your head up and just keep ploughing on. And it's got to get easier with the more experience, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, it will be a bit jagged at first. Of course it will. I mean, it may be jagged for the rest of this league while I'm getting used to it and stuff like that. But the point is that if people are listening in and people can give me feedback and let me know, absolutely great. And I'd love to get guests on as well talking, and I'd like, I want to go out as well at half time and try and talk to people. So yeah, and then
I think one of the things I want to say is that, and I mean, this is for the people that are listening now, right, is clubs at this level don't have podcasts. Clubs at this level do not have match commentating. Yeah, they don't have commentary on their matches. We're very lucky, to get what Adam's about to do. We're very lucky to have this. So what we need to do is, all of us fans, this is not just a few, all of us fans, if we see Adam, not if we see Adam and he's struggling, I don't mean that, but if we see Adam, as we're going along, pop by. If he's looking for a chat, we are, give you 2 penneth. Don't walk away. this is such a great opportunity, and you know, and a lot of fun as well. You know, I know from doing this podcast, yes, it's hard work sometimes, but you can have a lot of fun. It brings a lot of people in, getting the match commentating going. So that's people that can't be there. As you were saying to me before, Adam, you know, it's going to be in the Conquest Hospital. You know, it's going to be playing there. You know, that this is brilliant news. That, you know, I wish we could promote it bigger and better than we can right now. But, you know, it's all of us fans can help out with this. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, it'll only be equipped at the beginning to have up to 200 listeners. So obviously, if you are struggling to get on, then I do apologise, but it will tell me. So if I look at it after the first and it's like, wow, actually sort of 500 people wanted to get on and listen, then I'll change it and we'll get more. But at the moment, I think 200 is adequate.
Mm. Yeah. Well, it's a brilliant initiative, in my opinion.
It's great.
And you've obviously, go on, sorry, John. Sorry, John.
We've all not been able to get to a match, and all you can do is look at updates and it's very slow and it's behind, and so
that's Smithy's slow, isn't he, John?
No, but with my grasp of technology, that's what I mean, you know. Whereas if you had the option of listening to commentary on a match, that's going to be great for a lot of people, I think.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. And I've set up a little app on my laptop that I'm going to be streaming from that will have the time, so I can actually give people like the time and what things going on and how we're doing, and just and you know, unlike the Twitter, which the Twitter's great for telling people how we're doing, with the commentary, I will also be updating on how the other team are doing as well.
Okay. Well, listen, chaps, thank you very much. Have wonderful New Year's. Willsey and Adam, you're both always invited around my house. Don't you worry about that. I was only teasing. Take care, Adam Carter, Johnny Wills. Have a good New Year's and
Happy New Year, guys.
And see you at the game.
See you at the game.